Due to the ignorance of our host, parental discretion is advised.
Welcome back to the other side of the Beehive. It's your original Weekly Boys, episode 225. We're sitting here.
Oh, that's
No Jack Cousteau. Jack passed away. I'm just kidding.
damn.
Is that too hard? Say
Yeah.
that? Why?
Well, imagine if you. Well, I mean,
Imagine-
you can't take anything serious that
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
out of these fucking
Especially here.
speakers, right?
Yeah.
But I mean,
Imagine
he
like
passed away. That's
his
fucked up.
family's
But-
listening to it like, what the fuck?
But you could have said something. I mean, make it the other side of the Beehive. Like, he's working on getting a gerbil removed from his asshole right now.
Welcome back to the other side of the Beehive. Jack is not here. He finally going to get his windshield wipers fixed.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go.
I see him driving last week. He took off. We took off at the same time. They're all like standing up still.
There's reflectors. Welcome back to the other side of the Beehive. Jack is not here. His insurance company finally gave him the go-ahead for the sex change.
Nice. What's the other one? Welcome back to the other side of the Beehive. Jack's not here. Finally going to get the gastric sleeve.
That's fucked.
That's bad too. What
That's
the fuck?
fucked up.
And that's as fucked up as he calling me Mr. Fabuloso.
I'm glad he went there with that one instead of went with the, you know what I'm talking about, right? The span.
Yeah.
Did you ever have that stuff as kids?
Yeah, for sure.
I clearly remember spick and span
Yeah.
when I was a kid. And I would assume probably... When did that went out of business?
you would assume that it was made in Mexico. You know what's
No,
funny?
a name like that, it was not made in Mexico. That's born in America, my friend.
I will say this. Nowadays, I'm working with the guy that helps me. He happens to be Mexican. So you boys are saying spick all the time.
Really?
But we say it like... like that's how people talk about us. Like if we do a good job, like whoever's above us would be like, not bad for a couple spicks.
Dude, I can
it's just him.
just hear HR salivating on the other side of the speakers. No, both
Yeah,
Mexicans.
it's not happening. It's not happening, but it's just him and I. We just bust each other. We just laugh all day, dude, which is so funny. Just the fact that no one can say it. And then we're talking about it. And our friend GL is there, and he's just like, like he doesn't know which way to go. He's like, oh yeah, it's funny, but should I laugh? Should I not?
It's fucked up because we don't have anything like that. We can say, right?
Don't you have
Like the blacks
don't you
have
have
yeah, but it's not like. But you guys are allowed to say that.
Are we?
Like nobody catches fire for calling us crackers.
Where's cracker come from?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
It's from the
I
web.
know. This is the episode where we get canceled. Finally.
But it's not like we have something where like people like blacks or Latinos or like Asians or that like every bad word that's ever linked to white people, it's free game, right?
Now, also, let the brown guys say this. For you guys to be called crackers, not that bad.
No, you're
Not
right.
that bad
You're
either.
right.
They're like, oh yeah, I get it. Anyway, how was your week, dude?
It's been busy, dude.
Yeah.
It's been busy. Shout out to the Mighty Quinn. My
That's right.
My
I heard
episode came out with the Mighty Quinn on the Uintah Basement.
Yeah.
Good times, good shit. He I'm gonna call you out, Quinn.
Nice.
The way dude, I have the best Quinn story, by the way. So all of a sudden I wake up and I have 47 tags, right?
Yeah.
And he has all these clips he tagged me with. Yeah, I'm not that I'm
You're like,
illiterate.
what do I
I'm
do with this?
illiterate when we're talking about social media, right? So I didn't know what to do with it all. It was like, it was overwhelming to me. I actually went into a panic mode, right? Because it's like,
He's tagging you faster than you're pulling that out.
yeah, I'm like, come on, man, you gotta chill out. Like, I had to take a fucking Xanax just to relax for a
Also,
minute.
he releases like on Monday, and then he's got like teasers from the next one on Tuesday. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like, I haven't heard this one yet, dude. Relax.
Right? So I was confused as shit about the whole thing. And so I was like, oh, yeah, I'll share it to the story. But I don't know how to put anything in the thing, right? So I just hit share, and I'm like, yeah, go ahead and send. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, we're good, right?
You're like, yes, it worked.
Right? But I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited for the episode to get posted. It never came, right? Because to me, I'm like, well, what the fuck do I do now? Now do I got to dive into Spotify? Do I got to find the episode? How do I share it to social media? Like, I can do our shit. Mm-hmm. But when it came to that, I was like, I'm confused as fuck. So I'm sorry, Quinn. I tried to share it. I finally figured out how to do it. I shared it the other day.
I did see it.
But yeah. I went and saw, oh, she is going to kill me if I say this, dude.
Who?
You'll know. She's gonna kill me if I say this, but I had to. Yeah, I even talked to the wife about it. I'm like, should I talk about this? She's like, you might as well. You better, right? So, the wife went and got her hair done. Mm-hmm. Dyed.
Is she blonde again?
No, she's holy shit.
God damn it, dude.
She's been like dark red,
Okay.
like maroon. Like almost like that.
Like Maroon 5?
You can see that chair right there because Jack's on
Oh,
it.
she's got wine on her hair?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. There you go. And she went to shout out Aunt Melinda. Don't make a fucking teaser of this or a fucking right?
Yeah.
And she we got there, she's all, Justin, tell me about this new podcast you're a member of. I'm like, fuck are you talking about?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She's all, this new podcast you got. I'm like, well, I've been on there a couple of times, right?
Yeah.
He's been on our podcast, but it didn't translate.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
like, this is not my podcast. I was just,
My guess.
she's like, it looked like you were from your house. Are you doing the podcast from your house? I'm like, I don't think you understand how this is going, right?
Emily, I barely understand how this
It drops, right?
Yeah.
10 minutes later, she's like, this podcast that you're on, like, tell me about it. I'm like, what are you getting at here? Like, I'm confused as shit. Finally, after I was like, no, I'm not a member of it. I was a guest. He's come to our podcast. I want to say maybe we helped him get a podcast. She's all, oh, that Quinn is fun as fuck.
No shit.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm all, ooh. I'm like, that's the camera, girl. That's the camera.
That's the camera. Yeah, fucking, dude, fucking Quinn is wilding, dude. I fucking say the other day, he sent me a picture. This is like, whatever time, after work, whatever. Sends me a picture, and he's building shelves, right? And he goes, he sends me a Snapchat, and he goes, building furniture again. And like instantly the funny in me comes out, right? And I go, easy there, tool time, right?
Yeah, that's what I would have said.
And so he goes, yep. What the fuck did he say? He said something like, yep, you got to use the right tool for the right job. And it said something in the, I wish I could remember. But he just said something like, and you're the right tool. Like he called me that. I was like, oh, wow.
Oh, it was a pun.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, it was a pun.
oh, okay. I mean, I was trying to be funny about you building stuff. Like, I wish I had some in my studio. Now you're just gonna call me a tool.
I would have went the other way. I would have been like, calm down, Jebediah, with that fucking beard he's got, making fucking shelves and furniture, right?
And then he sends me a thing about vaginas. Did you get it? He sent me like May 12th is like day of tightening your vagina or something like that.
yeah,
He's like,
yeah,
you need this. I'm like, hey, whoa, dude.
Yeah,
Since
whoa,
when-
calm
what the
down.
fuck,
Why are you
dude?
so fucking aggressive?
I was just in your podcast, motherfucker. What happened? Just like out of the blue. It's like, you're a tool. I was like, Jesus Christ. Good afternoon to you too, sir. But shout out to Quinn. He had the opportunity to kill me and he didn't. He could have shot me right in the middle of nowhere. Nobody would know, and he didn't. So shout out to Quinn.
It was odd, went and shotguns. I can't even get you to do that with me, and you go with some total fucking stranger. Takes you back to the park days, right?
Hey, everything for our fans, dude. I want to get fucking Selina killed over here while I fucking trying to please fans.
Oh fuck! Wasn't it her manager?
We just started her fan club manager or whoever, handler or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Was she big when you were growing up?
she was starting to get.
Was
she
she?
was starting to get big. Yeah, she was starting to get.
Because here in America, I'll be honest with you, until J-Lo came out with the movie, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck
exactly.
that is,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. She
Selena, Selena.
and then her
Shout out to Dre.
and then her this motherfucker. And then
Remember that?
her yeah. At the fight.
Yeah.
It's like what? He had the perfect comeback. Cause I was like, cause I think I texted him while he was playing. I'm like, dude, Selena, what's wrong with you? And he texted me back. He goes, we're in West Valley, bro. I'm like, touche, motherfucker. But no, and then after she passed, so her family was in the band. I think it was like brothers and cousins, and then they started another band, and they were big until they split or what. That's when I fucking didn't care. But she was
the up and comer, huh?
also known kind of like for like having a big butt. That's why J-Lo was
Booty,
like
huh?
perfect.
She was perfect
man.
for it, huh?
Yeah.
Is it, does she really have, does J-Lo really have that rump?
Yeah.
But if you, I guess if we're talking late 90s, early 2000s. I apologize if anybody's can hear some noise in the background.
With this. Yeah, we're about to burn this place to the ground.
Jesus Christ. But anyway, if we're talking like big asses, right? She ain't got shit on asses today, right?
The problem is, I think asses today you can buy. She's legit.
She was legit.
She's
right?
legit. Yeah.
Do you remember when she was a fly girl?
A flag girl
A fly girl
from.
in Living Color.
Yeah, I do. I Living Color is not my era, but when I was so back when we first
Really?
came.
Oh, I guess they probably didn't have it. In
But back
Mexico,
when we
right?
came here, my mom's husband used to watch the reruns.
Oh yeah.
And obviously watching those, and then obviously in like interviews with J-Lo and whatever, they would put images of that. I was like, oh, I know where that's from. Yeah. So yes, I know. It wasn't my era, but I did see it.
Yeah. I loved that fucking show growing up.
Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, that's
The
where
Wayans.
that's where Jim Carrey. Like the first time you saw Jim Carrey, it was right there, right?
Yeah.
Fire Marshal Bill, and that chick he fucking the fucking ponytails
Dude,
with the horse fucking pills.
remember that that video of that comedian you showed me? A girl that
Yes.
looks just like Jim Carrey.
Yes.
And she knows that she's like, damn, yeah. Like, she
I
knows,
love
like,
that
the
she
face.
plays along with it, right? Oh, dude.
If someone's knocking on the door, what the fuck, man?
It's okay. It's probably not that loud.
It's actually not. We've noticed this before when they play.
Here's
It's not
the,
that. But
here's
if
the
you can hear
question:
it.
are these turned down? Because that's where the I hate to call that out
No.
and put a pause to it, but it's testing 1 2 1 2 1 1 1 2 2.
Should be good. But
Yo,
what?
nothing.
What?
Just how ironic this all is
I did.
all the time, right?
So I was like, aren't you guys the crew of? Aren't you guys the Thursday crew? And she was like, yeah. But she was more of a.
This is the gal that runs the samba, right?
But she was more of a. But her husband is the one that does the drums.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
So
can
it's-
tell. He's fucking beating that shit like this is fucking Drumline 7, for God's sakes.
Nick Cannon.
Was he in that?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was the main guy. But he
How many kids did he have at that point?
probably like 1.5.
One and one on the way. One was just born.
Dude, 12 kids? Mm-hmm. Or 13 kids? Something like that?
Yeah.
I talk about this with Brian. Like, here's the thing. If you're talking about 12 kids, at one point, because Brian sees everything that way.
Yeah.
Probably your way too. It's
Yeah.
like, how can you be with 12 kids at the same time when you're so busy? He's got all the fucking money in the world. So I understand that they're taken care of, but how do you spend time with 12 kids? I'm sure they're not in one space.
No.
I'm sure he doesn't go home to his 12, 13 kids. Well, how many he's got?
Yeah, because I would assume you probably don't have 12 one weekend and none the next, right? That's probably my guess. Like, you should probably have a rotation of kids all the time. And regardless of how much money you have, like, I know a bunch of rich kids that didn't have very good family, like very good parents. They're all fucked up.
All right.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see the tell of time.
Yeah.
When Nick Cannon's kids come out, right?
Because the other guy that's like that, another guy that's like that is Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy got a shitload of kids?
Yeah, dude, he's got like 6 or 7.
Get the fuck out of here, right?
Because he was with Ellen DeGeneres one time, and Ellen said, I think it was Ellen or someone else maybe, and they asked him, he says, "You got."
As soon as you Google how many kids does, Nick Cannon's the first fucking thing on there.
But they asked him, I said, "You have this many kids with this many women?"
Oh, he only has 5.
Oh, that's it?
Sean Combs, 5 kids. King Combs, Justin Dior Combs,
Jesus.
Delilah.
Delilah.
Yeah, shout out to you for fucking English. I'm proud of you.
They may not be fighters.
Jesse James Combs, right? I can't I stumbled. If it was Croatian, I would have nailed it. Jesse James Combs and Chance Combs. Okay, well.
So they asked him, I said, "You have," but I think so he's got 5 kids with 5 different women.
Oh,
I think that's what it is. So when they asked him, he's like, "They're all taken care of."
Oh, I'm sure they are. The motherfucker's loaded, right?
But I guess it goes back. I mean, there are some of them are adults, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they all looked like there might have been a few.
So
20.
So I guess
I've always
taken
wondered
care
this,
of.
and just because I'm not a rap follower like maybe
Yeah.
you or B or maybe some of the followers of the podcast, right? Is it me? Because I've got the tinfoil hat on right now that was like, he was never that guy
Yeah.
until Biggie died. And he got big off that Biggie like tribute thing, right? Because I was his boy, right?
Oh yeah.
But I didn't know who the hell he was until Biggie. I was they did that song with fucking Sting. I was like, oh, okay. Who's this guy?
That's right. He did one of my favorite soundtracks ever, which he took the Led Zeppelin song,
Yeah. Kashmir.
and he did the soundtrack for Godzilla.
Godzilla, yeah. Godzilla. Godzilla. It had fucking me in it, Matthew Broderick.
Ah, that's right. That's right.
Walking down the street, people are all, Matthew Broderick? I'm like, oh, no.
Where's Sarah? You're like,
Yeah, so, who, Horseface? She's eating oats. That bitch.
She's eating
I got a bag of oats on her face.
He goes, oh yeah, where is it? She comes out of fucking chewing some grass. But regardless, Sarah Jessica Parker, please come to the show.
Back in the day, she was not too bad.
Yeah.
Like Sex and the City days, Sarah Jessica Parker. Yeah. Long face.
I don't think she's that ugly. She's just like very skinny. She's like very, very, very skinny.
Did you ever watch Sex and the City? No, me neither.
Should we get on it?
Is that the next one? Is that the next
And
one?
then we come back here, dude, the best series ever.
Because you know we're 20 years behind fucking Breaking Bad.
That's what we should do. Now that we watch Breaking Bad, we should just go backwards instead of just catching up with something new. We just go backwards. Let's go to Mad Men, dude. And just slap bitches in the face.
Did you watch the new MASH? That shit was dope, right?
Dude, speaking of watching, I went to watch The Covenant to the movies by myself. Shout out to me.
Covenant?
Yeah.
You went to the movies to watch it.
Jake Gyllenhaal. It's a war movie. It is.
Oh, I thought it was one of them scary movies.
It is so good. I highly recommend it. So good. And last week,
Yeah, when was this?
so Sunday before my birthday was last Monday. Sunday. Because I was like, I want to eat shit because I'm going to start my diet. That lasted 2 days. But I was like, I went to the movies. They got me a fucking big old bucket of popcorn.
You gots to.
So,
Gots to.
But that movie's so good. And then last weekend, I went with my little brother. My little brother was like, hey, because there's just a couple things that I do with my little brother. We go bowling or the movies.
Yeah.
So he's like, the new Guardians of the Galaxy came out. And I was like, it's just whatever. I'm like, yeah, I'll go. Just whatever. Just hang out with you. And he bought the tickets and I bought the food, the snacks. Guardians of the Galaxy, dude, I will say this. Made me cry.
So,
So, besides you being a bitch. It's just the way they put it, dude. They give you the story of the raccoon, like where he came from and stuff like that, and it just dude, it just.
did you really cry?
No, I didn't cry, but I was like, I can't.
You were
I
hiding
can't
it,
let
right?
my little brother. My brother's a bitch.
So remember, this? I think it was the second one
Yeah.
where the blue guy. I can never remember the actor's name. Guy with the mohawk that had the thing with. When he was all, "I've always been your daddy." When he was dying about. My 7-year-old's all, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Mom, can we get rid of this pussy?
But yeah, I did the same thing.
Yeah. But so now it kind of touches that kind of stuff, but like with someone else. And but I mean, the whole time you're like, what the fuck? But it was a good movie too.
Have you ever been to Disneyland and rode that ride?
Which one?
The Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
I haven't been. Let's see. My little sister just turned 30. We went to Disneyland for her 15th birthday. So.
Oh wow! Oh, so it's been a minute.
I don't. It's just not. Obviously not my thing.
Yeah, but what if you went with some friends?
I don't know if I can enjoy it.
Really?
Yeah. Now our boy George is like, I would love to go to fucking Disneyland by myself. Like, of course you do. Oh, it's goofy. but I'm like, no, dude, I'd rather go somewhere else.
Really?
Yeah. Which brings me to a point, dude. I have so many points that I haven't been able to fucking say yet, but I think you need a vacation, but
I'm going on one in 2
no.
weeks.
That's what I'm saying. Not that kind of vacation. You need to get out of this country. You need to go to the beach, relax for a minute, fuck the dirt, fuck the side by side, get the wife and the kids if they must, and just fucking go away, dude. You need to.
That doesn't sound fun to me.
Why?
Because
But you've never done it though.
Sitting on the beach,
But okay,
like gross body.
but let's just say not. Well, let's just say then it's just you and your wife, and then you just go and do adult shit. You just go and do like the tours that I told you about, the Mayan ruins. That if you go to Mexico, because every time you say, "Oh, I'm going on vacation," it's the same. You just go to the desert. That's the same shit you do. And I get that you love it, but I think it's time for you and the wife to do something else.
Yeah, but that's my
Just
reset.
completely.
That's my reset. That's when I get one with nature. I'm not about
Just completely disconnect.
no, because I'm not about like vacation around a fucking shitload of people. You know me. I don't like crowds.
That's what I'm saying. Just
when I
the
get
wife-
away,
you and
when
the
I
wife.
get away to the middle of nowhere.
You are with your crowd.
Right, but we do our own thing, right? But it's not like I'm waiting for fucking room service to fucking show up to bring you a Mai Tai or any of that shit. It's different to me because I just don't enjoy big crowds and shit like that. Like, I don't enjoy the city. I have the hustle and bustle here. I want to get away from all
Papa
that.
Xanny, dude, and go have fun.
I took a Xanny one time in my life. And my chin started to chatter really fucking hard. Yeah. It was like 103 degrees outside. My chin started to chatter, and it was like...
What'd you take it for?
Somebody gave it to me. I was like 25.
You're like, sure.
Whatever. I'm like, oh, Papa Xanny. And it was horrible. I felt like shit. So when people take those, I'm like, that can't be fun.
I know.
Like that... Those kind of drugs, like opiates, benzos and things like that, is not fun.
I know someone
by any means.
I know someone that has to have. What is the one with the HDAD or whatever? Is it Xanax?
Oh, Adderall.
Adderall.
Yeah.
I know someone that has Adderall every day.
I know somebody that takes not Adderall,
Addie.
but the other one.
Your daughter. Addie.
Yeah, I know somebody that takes the other one very close to me.
Yeah. But is it for the good or for the bad?
For the good. No,
okay.
they like completely different person.
Yeah.
Since they've been on it, because they were on like
their
whole life, and now they're like actually they were this up and down and up and down and up and down there. They're just level, but not me, dude. I've taken an Adderall before. Not good. Not
so
good.
you done Xanax and Adderall?
I mean, the same era of my life, right? My mid-20s or whatever, and not good.
I'm not accusing you, dude. I'm just fucking... Listen,
I'm just saying.
One time...
I talked about smuggling drugs on airlines on this fucking podcast.
Listen, one time, ibuprofen 800. That's about as bad as... I've never gotten anything, even prescribed. Like, I never had anything...
Never?
Like, I never... Obviously, you were in major pain when you got your sex change, but...
Yeah.
I never been...
I got addicted to those motherfuckers.
Oh, did you really?
When I had that. And it wasn't like something I enjoyed, but I took them for the pain.
Yeah.
But after a time, because they just kept refilling them and refilling them and refilling them.
That's the
and
thing.
then they went, whoop. And I felt myself very moody, very clammy. Like, I was like, oh, that's not good. That's not good.
You started doing foilies. Dude, is there a so when you back home, when you would go to like to this low grade of life living neighborhoods, you would see like people getting high and shit and whatever. Mm-hmm. But there's, I don't know if it's the same thing here. We have a glue that is called glue 5000. That's what we call it, and it looks like caramel. And so people open that and they go like this
and huff it.
Yeah. Is that
absolutely.
But is there a certain glue?
I will tell you a story. I was. And I can't pinpoint when it happened because there was a long period that I had from the time I was probably 10 till the time I was probably 14, where for my birthday, I would always get, have you ever seen those rockets where you build a rocket? Mm-hmm. And then you put the engines in them, and then it has the stand, and you plug the thing in, you back up, and you...
Yeah.
And it fucking... Mm-hmm. And the parachute comes down. Models, like car models, airplanes. I always got a model for a birthday, Christmas, all that shit. That glue that they would give you back then, I don't know if it's changed that now, but back then... Yeah, I would sit in the little room and I would build my shit. Yeah. And I would get fucking destroyed off huffing glue fumes. And I got addicted to building fucking models. I had models
This is
everywhere.
work overnight.
Oh, dude,
your parents are like, dude, this motherfucker.
Now, they looked really good at first.
Yeah.
After a while, it was just shit. They turned out horrible.
You start having glue on your nose.
And it was
that a
like
booger?
Yeah, it was like crazy glue, but it would take a little bit longer to dry. But it was stuff that like you would be putting on, and the fumes would burn your eyes. Oh, it was that bad.
Oh, you know which one? When you fix your sprinklers, that blue one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a good. That's
It's
a good
the-
smell.
Oh, what's the name of it? It's not O'Keefe's. It's there's a name for it.
Is it like liquid cement or some shit? It's called whatever.
So
but-
you have the blue stuff you put on there,
Yeah.
and then the good glue. Oh, just like that.
dude.
It burns your eyes, but the smell of it, you're like, oh yeah, it hits you right in the boo boo.
I start doing like Takis. I'm a.
Like a dog.
Let's go back in the day, dude.
What is that shit called? It's something. Jack. PVC glue
yeah, that's a good call.
and primer. Odie. Odie's fucking, that's what it was. I knew it started with an O. Odie's.
Yeah, you want to go do some Odies, dude?
But the good one came with the 2-pack, the primer and the fucking
Yeah.
glue. Yeah.
So, last weekend, went and watched the fights. You called it.
I told you, Aljo gets better and better and better and better. Now that he's in the prime of his career right now. And I mean, Henry Cejudo's arguably one of the greatest. You know what I mean? Triple C, baby.
Yeah.
An Olympic fucking wrestler.
Champ.
Right? 2-division champion. And I don't know about the fucking split decision call, because I had it 3-2 all day long for Aljo. But yeah, proceed.
So, Waldo was there with this lady. K the dog showed up, or K, I call him now. Dre, myself, and there was some other random guy that sat on our table, and he was just like one of those guys that annoys you. He's
Like
not
overload?
There, he's not there to watch the fights. He's just like, I just got out of jail. I beat the shit out of a fucking cup, and he was
that
Latino
guy?
too.
Did he have a tattoo on his face or on his
No,
neck?
but he was buff, and his shirt had a famous gym name.
Okay, yeah.
So, but he was like, I just got out of jail.
Hot
I
dog
just beat
skin?
Yeah, dude. But that
Yeah.
was maybe because where he was from. Maybe he was born like that. but
Shout out to that cleaning solution we talked about earlier today.
so K. So I had last weekend. I had K detail my truck. He did an outstanding job. Shout out to K.
Is that what he does now?
Yeah, he actually quit. So he was working at that truck wash.
Yeah.
Over there where Company One is, and he started his own business. And he was telling me, he says, I left everything and I bid everything on myself.
I wonder if he does RVs, like trailers.
As far as he has pictures on his Instagram. He's done semis.
I need to call him then.
You should. So he did a great job. The only problem for me was he got it done Friday, and it rained Friday, Saturday,
of course
Sunday,
it
Monday.
did.
So
Yeah, of
I was
course
like,
it
"What?"
did.
But the interior looks outstanding. It looks impeccable. So then he goes, "Oh, when was your birthday?" I told him it was Monday, and he was like, "Oh, we gotta do something for your birthday. Are you gonna go watch the fights?" I'm like, as a matter of fact, yeah. He goes, "Well, I'll go and I'll buy you some beers." I was like, "Cool." On the way to the bar, he calls me and he goes, "Hey, can I ask you something?" And I go, "Yeah, what's up?" He goes, "So I'm coming up with a new album." I said, "Okay." And he goes, "I want you to hear it." I was like,
Wow.
"Me?" Like, oh, I'm like, "Fuck, man." I'm like, "I'm honored, dude." I'm like, "Absolutely." I'm like, "For sure." He goes, "If you're okay, like I usually have one person to do it." And I think in the last projects that he's had Dre listen to him, whatever. So I think Dre was also like voting for me to listen to it because of the music that he's making nowadays. So he's like, I think if I'm not mistaken, he said, why don't you have Angel do it? So he was like, dude, it would be an honor. And I was like, yeah, dude, for sure. I thought he was going to show me a couple songs. He's like, you want to go listen to your truck? I was like, yeah, dude. So we looked kind of gay. We both came out of the bar. We went into my truck, and we sat there for a half hour.
Ooh.
And, but dude, when I tell you that this music that he's coming up with is outstanding, dude. Fucking standing. And he was telling me, oh, look at this, look at that. He's dissing some people.
Ooh.
He's talking shit on some people.
People we know?
People we know.
Oh.
People we know, bro. People we've had here. He dropped me some names of people that he's not. And by the way,
that he don't fucks with anymore.
Yeah, he don't fucks with anymore. And by the way, everything that I'm saying is under his blessings. In fact, he wants me to go all balls out. I choose not to, but he said, I don't fuck with this guy. I don't fuck with this guy. I don't fuck with this guy. I was like,
oh, I can't wait.
And he wrote a song about it, and I was like, I was choking. I was foaming at the mouth, dude. But his music is.
Is this a new hit 'em up?
It's
the new Ether.
Yeah, dude. It is crazy because it's. I don't know how much to give. I don't want to give anything away, obviously. But and I told him, I say I told him because I saw him today, and I said, can I just say like the gist of it of like what he's like? Absolutely, and I was like, okay, perfect. But he showed it to me. He showed me like 8 songs, and I was like, so outstanding, my friend. He outdid himself, but he's working on he's working in one of my friend's cars today, so. He's like, thank you so much, and you're helping me out with this business and stuff.
I'm gonna hit him up.
You should.
I've been looking for a gentleman or a lady. Mm-hmm. I'm not, you know me. I love everybody. Mm-hmm. To come and detail and wax, and I'm looking for somebody to ceramic coat. So if he don't do that, and somebody knows somebody that ceramic coats a trailer, it ain't cheap. Like. What would you think? A 40-foot trailer. A motherfucker's 13 feet tall, by the way.
I want to throw it a 500. More?
Yeah, we'll stop at that.
Really?
Yeah. It's north of there for sure, right? I had a buddy that just got one done, the same trailer I have, just basically the same length and whatever. He was like, oh, yeah, it took the guy 3 days. It ain't cheap, but yeah. And the thing about it is if you don't do it, and I mean, when you buy something like that, I mean, you've basically bought, we won't talk money, but I mean, it's a huge investment you have to pay for many years. You don't get a loan for 6 years for a trailer like that, right? So you ceramic coat it to keep it in shape, because where we go in the desert, it's harsh, and it's always parked in the sun, and you don't want to put a cover on it. The covers melt to the fucking side of them. They do more damage than good. So I'll have to hit him up. See if he can help me out.
Kind of shitty.
My only problem is I don't have a place for him to do it at.
That's true. Because the only reason why it works out for me is because he's literally 8 minutes away from me. So I dropped off my truck to him on Thursday, and then he brought it up to me on Friday.
I mean, I have a hill on the side of a road you can do it on, but I mean, it just don't work like that. So, yeah. Anyway.
And I don't think he's mobile either. I mean, he just barely started, but he's like, I've been doing this for 3 weeks. It's fed me, my family. We're all our bills are paid. And I was like,
I'm sure he'll do a side-by-side.
Go for it, brother. Oh, yeah. For sure. He was telling me that, I said, you do Harleys? And he goes, oh, I do. He started telling me all the details, and he goes, I usually do it for this much. You're my brother. I'll do it for this much. I was like, all right, we'll see.
Nice.
That was good.
Nice. Well, shout out.
Shout out to K, man. He's working his ass off. But that album, dude, I'm telling you.
Dude, I can't wait to talk about who he talks all that shit about.
In fact, once we turn this off, I'll give you one more detail. Ooh. That is gonna fucking get you horny.
Ooh, yeah,
dude. Yeah. I talked to him and I said, hey, can I ask you something? And I asked him, and he goes,
he's all 7 inches.
He was like, where do you want it? I was like, wait, what? No, I asked him and he goes, absolutely, we'll make it happen. And I was like, oh, I did. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. So, beer break.
Good sip. There's no music going on, but the train's rolling.
The train.
This fucking podcast.
It's all over the place. You would think that at this point we'll be like more professional.
No.
We're just like, nah.
I don't think people. It's like if you listen to a good Rogan episode, they're never straightforward, right?
This is a man cave, literally.
Right.
Just put the boys thing out. Sometimes some girls, like last episode.
Yo, it's good to have them. Bummed that the podcast has come to an end. The Salty Sex Cast. I'm bummed about that. It was good that it was pretty special. They came on here and she let the news out.
She dropped the news. Yeah, she. I heard the last episode. She cried in the middle of it. It was kind of sad. It's got to be sad, right? I mean, if you put it in perspective, he's been doing it basically started at the same time we did, the same year at least.
Yeah. Would you be sad if this one came to an end?
Yeah,
for reasons
sure.
unknown.
For sure.
Would that stop you from being in this this industry? Like, you think this is a part of your life moving forward?
Yeah, but
being in this space.
But let me ask you this: I've been having this feeling lately.
Oh, what a feeling!
Please believe it. Or whatever. I've come into the realization. Did I say that right?
Nope.
That
I've come to the realization, not come in the realization, because I don't know any guy's named Realization. Maybe that's a new rapper with tattoos on his face or whatever.
Back, but I starting to have that feeling of we're in our 40s and we do this. And lately, every single person that hears about it, or I bring it out to because it's part of the conversation, they go, "Oh, you guys make money out of it?" And you just go, "No,
not even close."
And then they're like, "You just."
So why do you do it?
Yeah,
yeah.
And I go, "I love it. I mean, don't get me wrong." But then I'm like, It's like I'm starting to see it maybe as bad as someone saying, "Oh, you're in a band." They're like, yeah. And how old are you again? You know what I mean?
Yeah. How long have you guys been playing together? A little over 4 years.
Oh, yeah? You're still in the garage, huh?
Yeah.
Like, yep.
You play any big clubs or anything? No. Hey, we played at a barbecue with a neighbor one time, right? It was pretty cool.
No, it was like we got like 15 people.
Homeboy's mom thought it was awesome, right? She's a big fan. She bought a shirt.
Don't you get that, dude?
Yeah.
Because like I get it to do.
Is it funny? Because everybody asks that question.
Yeah,
especially when they're
not familiar with podcasting and stuff.
But when
you say podcast, all they know is Joe Rogan.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when you say, "Oh, I have a podcast," I'm like, "Oh, well." Obviously, you're not that level, but what level are you on? We're like, oh, we haven't even taken off.
But people are like, it's interesting to them, and then they start to ask the questions, and then when they say, how long have you been doing that? And it's prideful. And I'm like, oh man, 225 episodes deep. They're like, oh really? How much money you make off that? Not a goddamn red cent.
What was that? What was that?
That's just putting us in debt. The reason I go to work.
But with that being said, like going back to like if this came to an end, because you end up owning company 2x4, and now you have to travel all over the world and shit. Yeah, I'll probably do something, but throw some content here and some content here and there.
That's why I wondered if this is always going to be your thing.
As long as it's still a thing.
Right.
Like, what if podcast comes to an end and then it's like...
I think it's too big. Too big to go to an end right now. It's how many times have we talked about this? Since episode 1. This is like the new social media information highway.
That's exactly what I was talking about when I had Lonzo here. It's like, podcast is how I find out about music,
Absolutely.
news,
Absolutely.
sports,
Yep.
famous people,
Yep.
other podcasters. That's
Yep.
how podcast is like literally my everything. That's how I find out about everything.
It's weird. You hear something on a podcast and it takes you down the rabbit hole, right?
Yep, exactly.
And you find this out, and then you find this out, and then you find another podcast, and then you find this out and this out. But you're right. I watch the news
Yeah.
because I'm old,
Yeah.
but it's religious to me. I sit down when I'm not working. Saturdays, Sundays, I sit down. Everybody's asleep. I get some coffee and I watch the news. But I watch the news and I don't get the same sensation as I do when I listen to a podcast. And I will hear the same story from the news as I hear on the podcast. And it doesn't click with me like it does when I'm interested in a podcast and they tell me about this story. And that's what takes me down the rabbit hole. So
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's how I am.
Movies, TV shows, music. You hear off podcasts, it's just it's pretty crazy. Like I've tried to listen to the radio. So my work truck, for the longest time when I'd get a work truck, like a new work
Yeah.
truck on a regular basis. I feel like all I do is jump from new truck to new truck
Yeah.
to new truck, right? And
Is that a shitty thing, by the way?
it sucks. It fucking sucks. Because you get comfortable.
Hey, that's what I was gonna ask.
You get comfortable, you enjoy riding it, and then you put you in something new, and it's a completely
You just
different
keep
ride.
changing your Virgin Mary picture to every truck you
Absolutely.
get. That's
Absolutely.
shitty.
I have the little bobble Jesus. He,
Oh,
fucking,
yeah,
he
that's
rolls
shitty.
with
You have
me.
to change it. You have
Yeah.
to take the fucking glue off before you huff
You
it.
probably- But I've tried to listen to the radio, and it's the same shit. It's the same shit.
Since the last time you listened,
it's
you heard it.
Yeah, no, it's 5-10 years ago,
Yeah.
right? It's the same thing, right? I do pay for satellite in all my vehicles. So wherever I go in, I have satellite, and I have 4 or 5 of my stations I listen to, and that's where I'll hear like some of the newer music that's coming out every so often. But there's not that sensation that you get.
You have satellite on your side by side?
Yeah.
You do? This satellite on your trailer? Is there a way?
So because I have satellite on my phone runs my trailer.
Bluetooth.
So yeah. So satellite on everything. But you should see my satellite bill for fucking XM radio.
Is he charging you per vehicle?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have it on your phone too?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a thing.
It's free in my phone because I have my truck, my car,
I
side by side. So
I see.
yeah.
How's that new truck treating you now? It's still kind of a pain.
I've tapped out.
Oh, you did?
I says I'm done.
Wow.
I can't do it anymore. It doesn't make sense for me.
Yeah.
I get what we're trying to accomplish.
Go with the
by
technology.
I get
Go
it.
with
right?
the flow.
Is it the nicest truck I've ever driven with all of the cool features
Yeah.
and everything it does? Absolutely. But I shit you not. So I'll go to work. I barely make it. This is not something I can plug into my house. My house is a 1950s home, right? Yeah. It's like I plug it in and the truck's all, hey, bro.
The car that
Hey, bro.
The car
Hey, bro. Hey, bro, what do you think this is? A fucking horse and wagon?
Your fucking your fucking house starts deflating when you plug it in.
It does. Basically does. I plug it in, and there's a blue light that goes on the big charging unit.
That
right?
house came with.
But when I plug it into my house, it goes red. It says my house doesn't have enough juice to run those batteries, which is sad because I have this little truck outside, and my house, it's all it's no gusto.
You start watching TV,
no good.
like the porn that was printed. You would talk about it last episode. It's so fucking crap. That fucking house came with a car that was cranked to start. Dude.
Yeah. So it doesn't work at my house. So I'm bound by what I have available at the office. Now the office has just a regular plug-in, which I don't know if I've said this. So for 1 hour, it will go 2 miles. at the office, right? They say they're getting a big thing and yada, yada, yada. But so I barely make it to work. My ass is the first thing in the morning because, I'm the first asshole there.
Now, it's funny because I was there when I saw you guys pull up, we pull up at the same time, and you guys had to come out and bring the cable to your truck and plug it in. I remember I just walked by you. You guys are gay. And you charge it for 8 hours and only gives you 2 miles.
No, 8 hours would give me 16 miles.
Oh, okay.
But that don't get me home, right? That doesn't get me home.
Now, is it just you that gave up, or
no? So it's just me right now.
Okay.
So,
God damn it!
I would get to work.
Yeah.
I would work a full shift. I'd have that fucker plugged in. I'd get in the truck and it's all, you're not gonna make it, boy. You ain't gonna make it, bud. So no. So I go on the other side.
No fuel whatsoever.
No, there's no gas.
Okay.
No gas. And I'll get to that because that has a big part to do with this, right? So I'll go across the freeway where we work.
Yeah.
And there's a place, it's no secret, I go to RV World because they have the big stations, right? Now, it's all done through your phone. So you pull up to the spot, there's the big tower thing. You click activate, it activates it for you. You go and you plug it in. And a fast charger will get me a full charge, well, up to 80% in like an hour. So it makes sense if you have that time, right? So I'll work a full fucking day. I'm ready to get home, right?
You still got another hour.
I go to RV World. I plug in and I sit there in a truck.
Oh, dude, that is
Right?
the most boring.
And just sit there and you can't, I mean, you can turn it on, but it charges faster if you
Yeah.
don't. And I sit there and I'll get on my laptop and I'll finish some work or whatever. By the time, because I go in fairly early and I leave so I don't hit traffic. By the time I'm done, I sit on the freeway for another hour. That brings me up to my next point, right? If you want to talk about anxiety, right? How bad is it when you're sitting in traffic and your thing is, you got the gas light on and it's on E. And it
you're
says
not
you have
moving?
4 miles or 5 miles, right, to empty. But you're like, you know what? It's a decision you make. And maybe I'm just the other one. You're like, God damn it, I have to get off the freeway, right? And I got to go get fuel. And I just gave myself another 15 minutes. And traffic's going to be even worse, right? Know the fact that you can't just go get fuel. That doesn't exist, right? And with our trucks, there's no way I can just go, where's the nearest charging station?
Dude.
Or I get fucked because we won't even do that.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
There's not a worse anxiety in the world knowing. Because even if I found one that was close, I ain't just plugging it in 10 minutes later, I'm unplugging and going home. It doesn't work like that.
It's kind of the hour to wait.
Yeah, so I just told him, I says, I drive 60 miles every day, 30 miles to work, 30 miles back.
Is it really?
It's roughly that, right? And I just told him, I love the concept. I love the truck. I hate to give it up. It doesn't work for me. Especially now that we're getting into the busy season. I need to get out, visit crews. I've got things to do, yada, yada. It just doesn't work for me. Now, my counterpartner, he lives very close. He can plug it in at his home, and he basically runs a full charge the entire time. It totally makes sense that way. I was driving to work Thursday. I had a meeting at the office. I knew when I woke up, boy, I'm going to be cutting close. It says 30 miles to work. 30 miles don't mean 30 miles. For whatever reason, it's really fucking quick. I get to Sandy. The truck goes into limp mode. Won't go over 55. Has no power. And I can't just get on my phone and say, where's the charger, right? I have 45 minutes before I need to be to this meeting. I get off the freeway. I pull into Maverick. I get on my phone. Lo and behold, there's a charger at the Sandy Public Works Department. I fucking make it there. I pull in. It's not a fast charge. I sat there for an hour. I got 3%. I made it. I made it. Mm-hmm. So obviously it's on your phone. And there's a credit card linked to it, which is my company card, linked to it. I plug it in. I sit there for an hour. It charges. I unplug it. I put the thing in. It gives me a receipt for 97 cents. Mind you, I have to do an expense report for 97 cents, right? I get there. I go through my day. I know, well, I guess I better go to fucking RV World because it's got a fucking quick charger. I sat there for another hour. Yeah, they're awesome. It just doesn't make sense for me.
Are they? So is there, like you said, they were talking about doing? Are they doing the fast charge at the building? It's not worth it. Huh?
60 grand for one of those. For one of those stations.
Well, I mean, how many of these are in the building?
5, but there's only 2 in the building. There's 5 throughout our division, right? I think there's a couple more up north. But there's only 5, and I just told him it's too hard for me. It just doesn't make sense.
Is there a charge thing at the other building up north?
This is all new to us.
I know.
This is all new.
I guess it doesn't make sense, huh?
I was at that charging station in Sandy. This guy pulls up in a Nissan Leaf, opens the little front thing, plugs it in. I'm just sitting there waiting like an asshole, right? He gets out. I'm like, oh, he must work here, right? He walks behind my truck. I kind of follow him as he goes over. He gets into a Ford Focus and takes off.
Oh,
he had a Ford Focus parked there. Left his other car to charge.
Genius, motherfucker.
Right?
Genius.
Right? And then he must pull it in, park it there, the Public Works, take his other car, and roll home.
So have you swapped yet or not yet?
No, probably in the next week. They said, all right, thanks for trying.
You raise the point.
Yeah, thanks for trying. They'll give it to somebody else who it makes sense to.
Yeah.
But again, I can't even tell you. It's the coolest truck I've ever driven. It's the fastest thing I've ever driven.
That's what you were saying, which makes no sense.
But it just doesn't make sense to me. If I lived closer, if I had a modern home, it would make sense. It just doesn't make sense for me.
Are you still moving this year?
That's the hopes. It seems to get... we should have had the house listed right now in our minds, but it gets farther and farther and farther with... You go in, you take a shit in the bathroom, and I just look at the bathroom like, I have so much to do in here to finish it. I go to the kitchen, I'm like, there's so much to do. And then we have completely remodeled the house, but it's not up to my standards. Which I get told all the time, well, it's never going to be to your standards. You just need to let it go, right? But that's the hopes. But
what's next to work? What are you working on next?
I have some pictures for you. I'll show you something catastrophic that you'll go, what the fuck? It's one of those things where you'd be like, for anybody that's uncomfortable about doing a remodel, it's the mothership of fuck you.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's you'll look at it and you'll go, oh, I'm done. I tap out.
It's time for us to start seeing new co-hosts. Brian hit me up yesterday with like, hey, movers will be here on the 28th.
Ooh.
I was like,
you're going to have the old house to yourself at this point, huh?
all fucking 5 bedrooms of it.
Are you ready for that?
Yeah, I'm ready to have my own space. And he knows it. He's like, dude, I promise you a month. It's just about to be a month. I was like, I'm out of here. I said the first shit that I'm pulling out of here is stuff that I need there to stay the night. And just, if anything, he said I will use 1 bedroom downstairs to leave some stuff in there, and then the rest of it just do as you want.
I would love to be in his situation right now, where the house I'm at, if I could just get it done and then move and rent the house out. No, because I almost need the money and equity to buy a new house and not be swamped. Could I get another house? Yeah, but I'm not going to get the kind of house that I want unless I sell the house that I have now, which is a bummer.
Yeah.
Because I'd love to keep that house. I mean,
you've been there how long?
Almost 9 years.
Yeah. See, the house we let go, we were there for 8 years.
Yeah, almost 9 years.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but
You probably must have bought it the same time I did then. I got mine at 2013.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. About that.
That's crazy. And then, so are
2014, so 2 years later.
Are you planning on having all the toys with you?
Yeah, and that's
the
the big
next
thing.
house?
That's the big thing is being able to park the trailer at my house. Looking for an RV pad. I'm looking for at least a 3-car garage.
Now, is the new house, are you looking for it to have an RV garage?
RV pad.
Well, I meant because you were talking about the sun and all that stuff. Are you looking to have it?
As long as you keep up on the maintenance, have a ceramic coated like I was talking about, then you don't. It's not a big deal. But you got to do it every couple of years, right? It'd be great to have an RV like like a carport, to be able to pull into, but it's just not realistic right now. Yeah, where we go, I do not know.
You still don't, huh?
No, because every time we find out, we find a place that we really
you've
like.
shown me a couple houses.
Yeah, a place that we find we really like. It's always in a different area, and it will dictate where I go is the house that we want.
Now, have you walked through these houses, or you just looked at them?
Just looked at them. I haven't pulled the trigger that much.
Yeah.
You know, I've told my realtor this is what we like, and she narrows our houses down, and this is what I like. She narrows them down. And she's like, Jesus Christ, man, you guys ever going to pay some bills around here? I'm getting fucking tired of this because it's been 6 months.
That's what like one of the things that my realtor told me when we were trying to buy this house. She was like, okay, here's how it's going to be. She goes, give me your needs, and after that, you give me your wants. And I was like, needs? Well, I need a garage so I can put all my stuff in there that is not necessarily going inside of the house, stuff like that. Wants, I need 4 bedrooms. If I have 5, I'll turn one into an office or whatever. We didn't have that many wants. We just needed a bigger house.
Yeah.
So we made it happen. But it's so crazy, dude, because it seems like no one knows, and I don't know if there's really a way to find out, but no one knows what the market's gonna do.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, well, it's high, and if you ask whoever, I don't care who it is, it's like, well, is it gonna come down at one point? And they're like, yeah, you know, who are we, Elon Musk? I was like, well, I gotta have a window. Or
if you're smart about it, and maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but to me, it makes more sense to. Right now, interest rates are high. House prices are low. To me, it's always going to do this. One's going to be high, one's going to be low, right? It's going to fluctuate no matter what. I personally would rather get into a house with a higher interest rate and then know when interest rates go down, I bought the house at a low price and I can refinance to a better interest rates rather than I go into a low interest rate and a high house payment because the market's up and be stuck right there with you want to go in once the market goes, you want to have equity in the house, right? And that's what the down payment of selling my house is going to get me right out of the get-go. But I can always refinance to a lower interest rate. So is it going to suck at first? Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Like a couple that we've talked about and we've kind of gone to our financial guy. They're like, are you ready for a $3,500 house payment? No.
That's why I can't afford a house.
Not. Right? But in the meantime, as the interest rate comes down and the house price comes up, you're better to go high interest rate, lower house than vice versa, right? Because you'll never get out of that high house payment. What about a year ago when houses were stupid fucking expensive? The people that bought houses in, they had a good interest rate, but they're fucking... Now they're eating dick. Because house prices are come down.
That's one of the fears that I have too, is because after the money that I got from selling the house, like I still got a good chunk, and it's obviously going towards my next house. But I also don't want to. I don't want it all to go to the house. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so regardless of like, because when I was talking to my lender, he was like, okay, well if you're putting things on paper, just putting something random here, so putting something together randomly here, you trying to do this, you trying to do that. Let's see what's it. Are you ready to put this much down? And I was like, well, I do have it, but I'm like, that's gonna fucking hurt.
Yeah.
Because you see your fucking savings go to. It's like,
It's nice to have that little nest egg, right? Just in case. But I mean,
and obviously I don't own anything, so once I get the house, I'm still gonna need a washer, a dryer, whether this house comes with a fridge or whatever. Stripper pole. Dude, I want to, like, if the house doesn't come with a fridge, I want a badass fridge.
Yeah.
I want a fridge with glass door.
Yeah.
And you touch it and it goes, ping.
Yeah.
It's so weird how shit gives me a boner nowadays when I think about houses.
It's part of getting old, huh?
Yeah, dude.
It is.
I was like, fuck, dude, a big garage. Because, like, bless his heart, Brian's like, well, you're going to have the garage. I'm like, Brian, the only thing I can fit in here is my bike.
Is it little?
It's the tiny.
Is it smaller than mine?
Yeah, so just imagine yours, because yours, is yours too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so where your car is, that length, that's it.
Oh, so one car garage. Gotcha.
So it's deep, but I haven't even tried, but I don't know. Maybe my work truck, but I don't think my big truck would go in.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You know,
boy, this podcast kind of went down a different avenue, right?
We're talking about realtors.
Yeah.
Oh, we're at 105. What else you got going on this week? Nothing before we go?
It's the wife's birthday tomorrow.
Oh, nice. That's right. She's a May girl.
Happy birthday.
It's gonna be May, finally 17, huh?
Yeah, it's a happy birthday, and then I have the Mother's Day. Remember, we've talked about this, so I have the daughter on the 7th.
That's right.
The wife on the 13th, and Mother's Day on the 14th.
What are you doing for your birthday?
Brutal.
What day is it on?
Tomorrow.
Your birthday.
Oh, my birthday? Yeah, I won't be here that week either. Just so you know, right? So the
This motherfucker.
So the 9th, yeah, I won't be here that. So we got a shitload of my friends, obviously the friends I go to the desert with.
Yeah.
We rented a entire strip of townhomes to Lava Hot Springs.
That's fucking nice.
Yeah. So I'll go down that Friday and be down
I wish
there
my
till
bike
Sunday.
friends did that. Oh, wait, they do. I never go.
So we rented a car. I rented a car to take down there
Yeah?
for my birthday.
What car?
Corvette.
Did you really? Toro?
A what?
Toro?
Toro.
Or Turo?
Oh,
Whatever?
yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
42.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
See, motherfucker. All these years giving me shit about me celebrating my own goddamn birthday. Look at you. You're renting a fucking Corvette.
So by the way, they were like, hey, we're going to go down to Lava Hot Springs. It's going to be this weekend. I'm like, oh, it's my birthday weekend. Like, yeah, even better.
Now it's about you.
Yeah.
Now you have to go.
So,
Like, so fuck those guys that thought about it first. Like, no, we're here because of me.
well, no, it's funny because another guy of the group that's going down, his birthday is the 9th. Mine's the 10th. So it's like...
Dude, today I was in the, you know where I'm working. Mm-hmm. I was in the middle of the street with my official lights on, so I can be there, right? This car, BMW, pulls up right on the side of the street. A handsome chocolate man, driving this thing, right? I have never seen this car before. BMW looks like a Corvette. As he's on the phone, he's got like the aviator glasses on.
Like an M7, two-seater.
Two-seater.
The doors fucking...
Two-seat.
The doors fold up like a Lamborghini.
Yep. God
M7.
damn it, dude. Now watch. So let me get you the picture. This guy's on his phone. He's got the aviator glasses on.
Ooh, yeah.
Nice short hair. Gets out of, first of all, before he gets out, pushes the button. The back opens up. The roof comes out, locks itself. Things goes down. Opens the door, which is Lambo doors go up, and he has a pistachio color suit on.
Ooh.
This motherfucker was
bright
like
green
this
pistachio?
motherfucker. Yeah, this motherfucker was pimping, dude. And I'm like, I never seen that car before, and I want it. It screams single, no kids.
There's one on Toro that you can rent. It's like $315 a day.
But I was like,
Is it an M7? It's I know it's a 7 something.
I saw it and I was talking to the guy that I was with. I'm like, look at this fucking car, dude. We were like, God damn. It was such a good looking car. Come on, show me.
It's this one. It's the i8, excuse me. That one right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
i8, excuse me.
It was gray, like a dark gray. The car was pimping, the guy was pimping, his clothes were pimping. I was like, oh my God, dude. I was like,
They're not that spendy.
they're
You'd be
not
surprised. No.
really.
No, they're not that bad. And they've been around for a little while. There's just not a lot of them on the road.
Yeah.
They're just shitload and bountiful for whatever reason. But if you look at the back of it, the taillights, there's like a hole in between the lights. It's fucking, they're so badass.
Well, he parked, like, all I saw was the front and the side of the car. I never saw the back of it.
What do you think one of those costs? Like a new one?
Oh my God, dude. I don't even know about cars. You're telling me about prices.
Well, so you can get a 2015 i8 for $53,000.
Well, that's more than my truck.
2019 for $89,000. But it's not like we're talking fucking $200,000 car, right?
Yeah.
But
Am I ever gonna own a Lamborghini, dude?
probably not.
God damn it! Wow.
Just being real. Been driving the same fucking truck for 10 years, right?
What a dickhole you are. You ever gonna own a Porsche?
No.
You're like, there's a slight
Yeah,
chance.
next week we'll see how the week turns out, right? I found a 2014 911 down at Jerry Signer for $70,000.
Yo, hold on. You talking about doing a Corvette to your birthday? I thought you were going.
They're too expensive.
No.
It was
But I thought you were going to do the side by side thing.
So that's the weekend before.
You're like, no, the wife's gonna drive the truck.
So that's over Memorial. Then there's another weekend, and then the next weekend, that's my birthday. What?
How many hosts do I need to get?
I mean,
I'm gonna start hiring people.
I
want to become this.
If anybody wants to be a guest on
I
the
want
other
to
side
become
of
this
the-
scheduler of this motherfucker.
Okay, it's all you. It's all you. I'll let you deal with that. So you have to pee so bad.
All right, let's get out of here. Until next time. Wait, what? You can catch me at Angel Cervera on Instagram, Angel Cervera on Facebook. That's my last name, Cervera.
Lord_long balls. That's with a Z on the gram. You can find me on the Facebook. I'm private now. Ever since the liberals fucking crashed down on me,
Nice.
threatened my life and my kids. I'm private now. You'll find me. I'm there. Go to the YouTube page. Give us a love. Give us a subscribe. Comes out every Monday. You know the drill. And yeah.
Shout out to Jack for making that intro of last week.
Absolutely.
He posted that thing. He recorded us. He actually was telling me, dude, you guys weren't saying anything. He was freaking out that we were gonna like it, but it's so badass. And I'll post it on our page too, because he posted it on his, tagged us, but we're gonna post it on ours. And a shout out to the Uintah Basement.
Yes.
Because you were there.
Yeah.
So
Give it a love. Angel did an episode. About 2 weeks later, I did an episode.
I
Go
heard
give
it.
him
It was
some
a good
love.
episode.
It was a good shit.
You guys are a good episode. Until next time, take care of yourselves out there. For the love of God, bring Justin Simmons to the local MMA fights. And until next time, take care of yourselves out there. We will see you on the other side of the Beehive.
Peace.